Hi, now I'm going to demonstrate how to create a database in an 11G Release 2 RAC deployed across 3 nodes, all in VMware Fusion, running on a MacBook Pro, host OS 10.5.8, 4 gigs of core. Okay, so we have just finished running the root scripts for an installation of database product into this DB_1 home, which appears to be the recommended name now for database homes. Great. So, without further ado, let's just get going. Alright. There we go. Okay, so if you've created a database before using DBCA 11G R2, this is pretty much the same thing. In fact, it hasn't changed much since like 10G. So, first question, do you want a RAC database? Well, that is the point. So, next, we're going to create a database. Next, what kind of database? Well, we'll just go with the general purpose template. That'll do fine for our purposes. Next. Now, this is new as of 11G Release 2. We have the ability to manage our databases within this concept of a server pool. In fact, all of our instances are thrown, our nodes are thrown into server pools by default. There's a default server pool, and actually it's instances that sit in the server pool, sorry. So, admin managed is what we're going to use in this case. Very simple. We'll give it a name. Actually, I'm going to name it DBA, as in database A. And we want to create instances on all 3 nodes, VXA 1, 2, and 3. Notice the SID prefix was filled in for me automatically as DBA. We will have instances of DBA 1, DBA 2, and DBA 3 on the nodes VXA 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Now, we do not have grid control agent installed on this node or any of the nodes in this cluster as of this time, so we're going to configure Enterprise Manager, yes we are, database control, which is only for managing a single database, but all instances as separate targets, as well as the ASM targets and listener and host targets. So it's actually pretty full-featured for what comes with the database product. Later on, perhaps in another video, I will demonstrate installing an agent after the fact and also show the difference. If in fact there was an agent installed on this machine, this would not be grayed out. We could select this and then select the relevant agent that we want to use. It is possible to have more than one agent. Okay, so we're just going to configure database control, not grid control, because again, we do not have an agent at this time. We can always discover this target later on. Alright, passwords. Now, the sysman schema is included because we have selected database control. And yes, it's complaining that I have not picked a good password. You could probably guess what my password is. It's 7 letters, not 6. Okay, so now where do we want to store this database? We're going to select ASM. Notice our choices. We can put it on a CFS or ASM. RAW is no longer a choice, not directly. ASM effectively acts as our middleman to RAW, a file system. We're going to use OMF, and we're going to stick everything into our data disk group. Great. You'll notice how we're sticking to mostly the defaults. Now at this point we need to authenticate to ASM so that we can actually verify that the disk group has enough space and create some directories, or make sure that we are able to create those directories. And shouldn't take this long, but we are connecting to ASM after all. Alright, there we are. Flash recovery area. Okay, let's, I don't know, let's make this 5 gigs-ish. And we're not going to bother with archiving. And we're going to throw the FRA into plus data because I do not have any other disk groups available. If we click on Browse, we can view all the disk groups available in our ASM environment, and you can see clearly there's only one. Alright, we'll throw sample schemas in there just for good measure. You never know when you need Scott Tiger. And I'm actually going to dial this back. Right? Since we are running this in VMs, and we have, well, 3 nodes presently, and soon to add a 4th node in a future video, I'm going to suggest that we select maybe 400 megs in total for both the SGA and the PGA. New feature of 11G, we have automatic memory management, not just automatic shared memory management. Okay, so we try to manage the PGA aggregate target and the SGA target all as one. I went with the default character sets. Don't really worry about that. Here is a summary of what we're going to do. We can also make changes to our redo log configuration. Notice that we have 3 threads of pairs of redo log groups, and we also have 3 undo table spaces being created for us by DBCA. So DBCA is aware that we are creating 3 instances, and it's going to meet all the prerequisites required for all 3 instances to start up. We go to control file, verify that these numbers are reasonable for your purposes. Of course, you can change these later, but it does involve recreating a control file, which we all know to be fun. Alright, so we click next, and what do we want to do? Create database. Go finish. We will get a summary page, there we are, of what we're about to do, and I will scroll this one page at a time for your benefit. Okay, we're good with that. We click OK, and in your impatience, do not click Finish again. DBCA seems to have this strange problem that if you click Finish after you've clicked that OK, that erase condition occurs within this Java program, and the configuration assistant never starts actually creating the database. It's really strange. I've tried to go through the logs to figure out what exactly is going on, but anyhow, just click OK once and be patient. So now we wait.